Hey, it's James from Finney Electrical. On today's video we are installing some LED strip into these wardrobes. Here we go.
Come on.
Right then, so we've got some little lights going in here then. So there's going to be a light switch or a door switch, so when you open it up it'll ping on your light, and then there'll be a little bit of LED strip across shining down for all of these. So it should be a bit of fun. It should look pretty nice. Right then, so what we've got then, we've got these little door switches going in then. So these, I'll just knock the back out of them. So it's just two terminals, like a switch. So currently it's in the on position, and then when the door closes it turns off. So obviously when you open the door it opens. So what I'm going to do is put that flush in line with that, and then for the front of this I'm going to have some LED profile that's going to go from one side to the other. So I have to knock the back out of the LED profile and drill through, and then get access from above. So we'll get it wired up. So then, what I'll do then, I'm going to get this on here then. I'm going to check first if that is even going to stop, well, if that's going to work. So I'm going to push that up to there where I think I want it. I should get a beep, and then when the door closes it should turn off. So let's get that into position. So we've got that in. Let's close the door.
Please, make it stop!
If it turns off. There we go, perfect.
God, please, no! No!
So that means we can get that nice and flush onto there. Sometimes, yeah, you have to fit them slightly forward by about 2 or 3 mil to get the switch to actually disconnect to turn off the light. But with this we can get it nice and flush with that. Nice quick video this then. So what we'll do is get these mounted then. So we're going to get them mounted. I've got this little spray then, so it's a marksman spray. So you basically just put it up to your hole like that, give it a spray, and then you'll be left with like a little mark of where to, a little chalk mark of where to drill. So obviously there'll be the centre and the 4 screw holes, so we'll get those drilled first for all 6 cupboards. There we go, we've got that route through then. So it's a bit awkward to get because it's right next to here. You can't actually get fixings in the back end, so we've got a fixing in here and a fixing through there, which pulls it up nicely, so that's solid that. But yeah, we should be able to go through the back there and get that wired up then. So it's just 2 terminals, one left, one right, and it'll just be low voltage. We'll show you how we'll wire that later. And there we go, so that's that strip up. So I have to get a few fixes in there, but that should shine out beautifully. Sticking an LED strip now then, so that's all fixed, and that's just getting stuck in nicely. So with this, you just offer it up and you can cut it. I think it's every 5 centimetres, every 50 mil. So just get your finger in it, we're going to cut it, chop straight across it, and then that's ready to use for the next section then. So that little bit of copper hanging out, you can reuse that, solder that up, and then attach some more cable to it. But it comes like a little pre-made end here and here. So what we're going to do is just extend that, so I have to come through this wall low level. Above here we've actually got some access holes that we can actually reach to, so we'll have to get access to those from above. So there's a little loft hatch there, so we'll have to get above and extend these. So we're going to have 6 door switches then for these, and we're going to have 6 lights coming out then. So there we go. So that's LED strip cut to length then, so that's nice and stuck up there. So we're just going to put the opal diffuser on then, so we'll just chop that to length. So it literally just presses in nice like this. Quite satisfying. So we're going to press in all the way to the end. There we go. Doesn't quite a snug fit yet. Get that pressed up. Oh, and then this just peels off. Look at that. Alright then, so what we're going to do then, so we've got this data cable, and it's 6 pair, but we're only going to use 2 of the cores. So 2 of the cores, so positive and negative we're going to use for his light, so we've soldered that onto there, that'll stick in there. And then what we're going to do is the yellow and blue we're going to use as a switch, so we'll pass that through this switch in here, you can see that, and all this will go back to one central system. So essentially we're going to end up with loads of pos and negs, and the switch for each individual one. So we'll show you up top when we do that, but yeah, it's going in alright. So we've got the Hayden sweatshop, so he's just making up these LED strips then, so we've got to some data cable onto end. So like we said, we're going to use the black and red for negative and positive, and then we'll just use the yellow and blue for the switch. But yeah, that's all in nicely. So obviously yellow and blue have just gone on the switch there, and the pos and neg onto the side, and then above if you look, them cables just go one into the LED strip and one into the switch. They're tidy as out. Obviously when you open your wardrobe, you're going to ping on lovely. So I'm just carrying on this. We've got a little loop out here, so there's like a little gap here, behind here. Got a hole saw through the ceiling above the loft, and then we've just sent those through there. So from underneath you won't see any of that. We've got a nice little draw wire here, and that we'll have to tie into when we do this corner one and this one here. So then let's get cutting these then. A bit of a pain to cut. I just normally just chop down one side, get your blade in there and just go to town until it chops off. Little file and then it's done. That's what it looks like once it's stuck in then. So because it's like a cob light, you should see one strip of light instead of the individual LEDs. So it should be nice. So we're just going to get a bit of diffuser on that. I think I've diffused this one up already, I can't remember. Yeah, that's all diffusered up. So we're just going to get a bit of diffuser for that, and then what we'll do is go up top and power it in. Well, get it all wired up, we'll show you how we do that. Alright, there's also a fan going in this job then. So we can't get the drill in with this shower head, so we're having to essentially handball it. That is a good going, that. Look at that, oh brilliant is that. There we go then, so that's nicely done in, using this little handball technique. I've got all that dusted off, so that will do, lovely. Now we'll get this LED driver wired in the loft next. Right then, so we've got a feed coming then, so that's just permanent, live and neutral. So that goes into his little driver, so I'll show you that then. Obviously I've got to tidy all this up, but have a look then. There we go, so we've got live and neutral in. It is a 100 watt dimmer, 100 watt transformer. So it dims, but that doesn't matter, it's just, yeah, most of them dim, 100 watt, and then we've got your pos and neg on the way out there then. So then obviously we want a 24 volt output, so we've got 24 volt strip. So here's all the 6 cables then. So what we're going to have to do is get some data cable then and go and double up, so pos neg. Out of that, all the whites, all the yellows of the door switch, you'll have to go via door switch, and then the blues coming back will have to connect onto the red pos going to LED strip. And then obviously the negative from the driver just connects to all the blacks. So essentially all the LED strips, just like lighting, will have the negative. I think you're supposed to switch negatives with DC, but we're switching positive. So all your blacks will be negative, just connected together, and your 24 volts coming out your driver will go to one end of your switch, and then from your switch it'll then connect to each individual LEDs. There we go. There we go, so we've got all those blacks together, so that's your negative. And then what I've done is the cable going to the driver, it's a 6 core, so I'm just going to go red, yellow, blue for your positive and all the rest as negative, just to kind of double up the cable cross-sectional area. So let's get this twisted together in a connector block, and then we'll go on to wire the next. There we go, so that's all the positives. So red, yellow, blue from the main cable coming off of your driver, and then all your blues go to one side of your switch. And obviously if your door is open, it'll run through the switch and go back down the red. So what we could have done is done a connection down then and just gone straight from your switch to the positive of the LED strip, but just so it's not right messy up there, all we have to do is from each individual cable, we've just got to twist together the red and the yellow for all of them, and then get them in connector blocks, and then that'll be everything wired. So it'll basically power will run positive down to the one side of your switch, it runs back through this cable to the, so it comes back as yellow, and then from yellow it connects onto your red, which then goes to the LED strip, that comes back on your black, and then black goes back to your driver. So that's your connections for this. So yeah, this full system can be run off one driver that way, and it just kind of saves cable runs, because if not you'd have to have basically a door switch, mains powered for each individual one, and have each like 6 drivers for each one, which would be a bit crazy to wire up. There we go, that's that powered up now. So when you open your wardrobes, all your lights kick on automatically. So there we go, looking beautiful. Next one, nice and bright. That'll do. Corner one. There we go. Camera Dad, as always, have a good one from me, and I'll see you on the next one.